You know you're in for a proper scrap when you've got Dance and Wurzag on the field, and not only that, but against foul ogres as well, so it should be quite the bloody, brutal bash here. Let's take a look at the builds. This replay from Cool Umbrella. He's got Dance and Wurzag backed up by some stone trolls. He's got some orc, boar, boys, biggins out on the flanks here, with some spider riders as support. Same on the other flank with goblin as the front screen. Odd orc boy mixed in there as well. For the ogres here, got a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw and a hunter just on his own 2 feet with his anti-large javelin. Interesting choice. There's a Stonehorn there separately. Interesting to see these two separated out rather than unified as a single entity. I've got bulls with dual weapons there, some Iron Guts on the flanks, Lead Belters already opening up, looks like just 1 unit of them, and some Saber Tusks lurking out on the far side there, none on the near side, so yeah, I mean, they're going to already get things going as these two factions typically do. Just straight in there, we've got goblins and trolls fighting the Stonehorn, acting as a bit of a line breaker here. Although the ogres so far aren't really following up. It looks like we're going to have some troll on ogre, monstrous infantry action here with the Noblars and goblins both following up slightly behind, but just an absolutely beautifully brutal battle of these monstrous infantry. Yeah, those lead belchers firing in, going to have some line of sight issues, but the leadership of the trolls is going to give out here as the ogre dual weapons are able to prevail. Just in general, the Greenskins are going to have leadership issues in various areas. You can see there Wurzag casting his spells, getting some buffs going, but sadly not enough to save them. Over here, though, looks like we're going to get a big ol' here we go. Juice these Broken Tusk mobs up. They're going to absolutely devour those Saber Tusk pack. Maybe a little bit of overblobbing those. They've got Spider Riders kind of mixed in there as well. Greenskins, though, once they get their leadership back, the trolls and orcs come back in for another run. On this flank here, very nicely done with the Spider Riders. Boar Boy Biggins on the Iron Guts with troll support, very well played. And then even here, Wah now on these goblins, momentarily able to punch decently. Orc Boys smashing up some Noblars here. You gotta love the one odd Orc Boy here. This is having a grand old time smashing Noblars directly in the teeth. Just taking their teeth for loot. Yes, Wurzag, though, a little bit of danger of being sniped here. The Stonehorn is certainly quite capable and has enough mass to just push through infantry, bully him no problem. He's going to burn the FG to get there to try and escape. Juice up these stone trolls with some fists of Gork. Try and get through that Stonehorn's melee defense. And they are making some very nice contact right now. In fact, Wurzag really not taking much damage as he just kind of gets tossed around there. Take a wider view of the battle. Looks like the Broken Tusk mob is spending some time to mop up those Saber Tusk pack, make sure they don't come back from rout. And in general, the Greenskins are trading well in terms of value. They're definitely having more leadership issues, I feel like, than the Ogres. But the Ogres are certainly having issues as well. Noblars running off into the hills, and even the Ogre units themselves are starting to get low enough that they'll want to rout, and especially something like Spider Riders chasing like Ogre Bulls, they'll be able to chase very cost-effectively, poison them, and Ogre Bulls have no chance of escape, so it'll be a rough situation. But for the time being, this Stonehorn is just continuing to cause major problems throughout Greenskin's army, terrifying away goblins and trolls alike. Very unfortunate there. The Irigo is casted on the stone trolls themselves as they rout. They're going to take that AoE away with them, but nonetheless, the stone trolls, the goblins, holding their ground. And we see some nice Bullgorge are actually on the Lead Belters, help them defend themselves, up to 50 melee attack, 98 weapon strength. They're still taking quite a bit of damage, but they're definitely dishing some pain back. Although the armor, 85 armor of those Orc Boar Boy Biggins certainly helps in that situation. Nice little brain burst there. Give that nice melee attack charge buff of Bonewood Staff, up to 60 charge bonus, 42 melee attack on those Broken Tusk mob. They're going to do some classic heavy cavalry action. Just kidding, they actually deprive us somewhat of a very satisfying deletion of what remains of those Noblars and go for the more sensible play and getting a nice surround. Going to do a lot of damage on this hunter there, especially with Wah popping off now. Stone Trolls once again in a surround on the Stonehorn, who's been eating lots of damage and healing. Managed to tank out a huge amount of damage, but all things considered, Greenskins, Cool Umbrella doing a good job of kind of mopping up using the mobility and the fact that when the Greenskins come back from route, they have a lot of mobile units kind of in space. The Ogres sort of getting pulled apart a little bit here, and their units getting defeated in detail. So they get eaten up by superior numbers. The balance power shift starts to reflect that a little bit as the Greenskins kind of get a battlefield advantage. Stonehorn is really the one bright spot left at this point. Most of the units are in pretty bad situations, being chased off or just generally pummeled. Excuse me. The Greenskin Swarm is legendary, certainly one of the best Swarm factions even still to this day. Not all their tools are fantastic, but in a situation like this, Cool Umbrella did a great job of managing his routing units, which is certainly a skill that if you want to play Greenskins effectively, like Greenskins, Skaven, even Ogres, I would argue, are probably in that category as well, of factions where you have to manage the leadership of your units very well, and that includes bringing them back from route. Excuse me. At the right time and place. Cool Umbrella was able to do that very effectively here. And the Owly Stone Trolls, of course, regenerating their HP passively. As long as they don't get too badly crushed or routed off, they will definitely come back for a very potent second attack wave, which is kind of one of the main benefits of trolls, right? And now just Wurzag grinding down what's left of Iron Guts and the Ogre Bulls. Now getting his dancing feet, which I can't imagine are very warm. Maybe they're just, you know, kept warm by the pure hatred in his heart, but barefoot in the snow. Absolutely legendary. So a very fun one from Cool Umbrella there, and yeah, it's just fantastic. Nice combined arms Greenskins play. I guess not really combined arms. There was no ranged units whatsoever, but just classic melee rush Greenskins. Yeah, the cavalry proves to be quite effective in combination with the stone trolls. You get these very cost-effective kind of low-tier support infantry. Goblins honestly are a mainstay of Greenskins armies just because they're generally cost-effective against other low-tier troops, especially when you have Wurzag and Wa kind of giving them successive buffs. They tend to trade upwards very well against any low-tier troops, basically, from state troops to Noblars, really anything. And certainly Raw Unleashed here was feeling that as his own Noblars. I mean, some of them were cost-effective, some of them were not. I guess the same is to be said of the Goblins, but just in general, yeah, helping to win those fights cost-effectively, give that Swarm, give it a little bit of poison from the Spider Riders, and then the anti-large AP, and of course the armor also of the Orc Barbarians. Cost-wise, they're pretty favorable when compared to Iron Guts, just being slightly cheaper, and they're just excellent in this matchup overall. So definitely a fun one. Stonehorn, I understand why you would bring it. You know, you could have that terror, the extra value. It's very tough to kill. You know, it can absorb a lot of damage potentially, but didn't really do a lot of damage in this particular instance. So definitely something to be considered. Yeah, honestly, in this matchup, you probably have the tools to deal with Greenskins skirmish sufficiently that you could probably get away with bringing a Giant as the Ogres. Giants having higher damage output is going to be extremely punishing. Anything that gets close, like they can just kill the troll models outright. So it's harder for them to regenerate. Anyway, let me know what your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, though. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.